Back again. Sorry about the abrupt ending on that one. The ChemLawn guy was out in my front yard working on the lawn, and I was standing right outside the front window, which I had open for light to make this. Didn't really think he'd want to look in the window and see this thing pointed at him while I was talking into the phone. So, had to make a quick end there. Can't remember what point I was on, but the whole point I'm trying to make is being lower profile and not being the stubby grip that's easily removed. I'll have to leave it on there for now, and that may change my method of shooting, getting me forward on the gun and still allowing me the comfort of having the grip, which I generally don't use. I think it's important for anybody who's building a new AR or trying to deck theirs out is to think about the angle your arm comes off of the grip and the angle your other arm comes off of the handle. Everybody who mounts too much junk up here, and some of you might have to do that for work or mission-specific needs, but the fact is you're putting all the weight on one end of the gun. And if this support arm is out too straight and this one's tucked in, what's going to happen is this weight, all this arm is doing, the support arm is supporting the entire weight of the gun being out here. This arm's going to fatigue and drop. It's going to get weak and your shots are going to suffer for it. If you can keep both these arms at the same degree, they're equally supporting the firearm as much as you can get out of it. If you have too much up here, I mean, there's only so much you can do, but if your flashlight's mounted more towards here and not ahead of your grip, and most of the weight's kept middle with the mag, one light or something, or a PEQ back in here between your grips, keeping those arms at the same angle will greatly reduce your fatigue, and you'll be able to hold your gun longer and most likely shoot better. It's just something to keep in mind when you deck your gun out. Rails are cool. I got them. I think they look cool. I put the arms on my other gun. I have nothing even mounted on there except for a vertical grip that I remove. I put it on there for cooling though. It was the best available rail for cooling a firearm at that time. And it still is amazing. I can shoot hundreds of rounds quickly and I can hold that grip like I hadn't been shooting all day. This grip proved itself to be just as good in 85-degree weather at the range, although I wasn't able to do a lot of rapid fire. We'll see how it does when I get to wring it out a little more, when I get it back from LWRC. But all things considered, grip placement, they want it here for specific reasons. I want it here for other specific reasons that I'm going to encounter. Their reason out here is to keep over and under travel on your shot placement between targets and to speed up your target acquisition. I think holding a little bit shy of that with this angled foregrip and you're still thumb forward pistol type grip on it, you can overcome the lack of 7 spaces on the rail here back for what they want to do and their theory. I think you could still do the same thing here, but you're also going to gain the idea of keeping both these arms in a similar position and better distributing the weight of your rifle and keeping your shots more accurate by not having an over-fatigued support arm. It's just something to think about, especially for the new guys or the guys who are like me. You buy too much junk and have to figure it out the hard way. This one's still low profile enough that you can shoot sandbags, you can shoot barricade, you can shoot however you want to shoot and probably leave it on the gun. That's another reason I got this one. The stubby, once it's off, it'll be thrown in a bag and I probably won't ever put the thing on again. This is hopefully going to give me all the best of both worlds, and it's exceptionally lightweight and well made. Not only that, but I'm going to hopefully be able to find myself, there's a Daniel Defense mount, I'm going to put a G2 Nitrolon. I'm not going to use any expensive flashlight on this. The Nitrolon's a very lightweight light. If you guys shop LA Police Gear or any place around your home, you probably get $60 for one. LA Police Gear throws in like a dozen batteries if I remember correctly. If I can find a mount that comes in and brings it back, I think the Daniel Defense does, to fill up this divot in here so that I'm kind of rounding it out instead of having something hang out like this. A guy at the range had one Sunday. I swear to you, his light was out here. Some stupid mount I'd never seen before with a quick release on it. You couldn't reach the thing with your hand if you had to. Just ridiculous. If I can find one that can mount here and fill in the groove here, that would be fine, but I prefer to fill it here as that's where my thumb is naturally going to be pointing and I can just switch it on and off if I want. And they make it in a quick release, so I can take it off most of the time, which I will. But for the fun night shoots and the stuff we do in the woods, that'll be on there. And it's an inexpensive setup. The NitroLawn's like $60, give or take, and the mount I think was $40, give or take. It could be more. You guys have to price that yourself, but for $100 you can have a real nice mount, and it's still a Surefire with good output, good throw, decent battery life, and I'm not spending $300 or $400 on a scout light. So that's the idea behind this. It'll get me there and give me the grip that I won't be removing. And it'll be more comfortable than trying to do that on the other side of the gun with a vertical foregrip. Bringing it out here, being right eye dominant, I want all this open out to this side of the rifle for my peripheral vision. I don't want it blocked by a bunch of junk. I shoot both eyes open through this 4-power, and having that down the bar here, I already have these blocking that same area. I shouldn't be losing much of my peripheral vision. So it's just things to think about when you're putting your rifle together. And since I've turned this into a rant more on philosophy than the grip, which seems to be outstanding, and like I said, running around the house like a madman with my AR-15, this thing's comfortable, it's fun, it points well, and I like it. I may eventually change this out, but I think I like the idea of the two nubs being on there better for better traction. It fits good between the middle two fingers. So if you guys are looking at this, you might want to give it a try. After I shoot it, I can give it an endorsement. Right now, I think there's a lot of good positives to it. But once I shoot this thing, I'll come back and make another one, most likely that says how it worked for me. I don't know how it'll work for you guys, but I'll let you know how it worked for me. Hopefully that'll be good enough advice. But I spoke to LWRC today since I turned this video into a rant. And if any of you watch the other 4 parts on this rifle, that you'll notice in part 3 I had the complaints, and it was my fit between upper and lower being way too crappy and loose, and that they had lost this ship-in label and all kinds of things happened, and they didn't respond to 2 phone calls. Well, at work yesterday, I called them incessantly until someone answered the phone. It was busy almost every time, went right to the busy signal with no, please hold, or no switchboard, anything. It seemed like it was a one-man shop, and I know it isn't. So I called incessantly until someone answered, and when they picked up, they were friendly, said they'd redo the shipping label, and I received it today. So I'll print that out and get the gun out probably next week. But just figured I'd give them the kudos. Again, they were nice on the phone. My complaint with them was that they had no follow-through before. Now I have the follow-through. I'm going to print that label most likely tonight before it disappears again. And I'll let you guys know what they did with the rifle, how it turned out. Hopefully everything will be sweet, and then I can move on, because this thing is otherwise quite awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check this thing out. I think you'll like it. And I will get back to you on whether it shoots well with me or not. Stay safe.